we just want to say that how grateful we all are to be here with Shackley. I can speak for Dr. Phil, Dr. Lauren, and Dr. David that, when you have a big disruption in your business and your company closes, it's not an easy decision to just jump into something else. And you really have to look at it from so many different factors. And I just want you all to know, for all of you who've been here before us, like, we are just so grateful for everything that you've done to pave the way to help us here. And we chose Shackley for Shackley. We chose Shackley for the product line. And us, acquiring the Modere products was like a big, beautiful gift. And we're just so excited to be able to share them with you. But we loved everything that we've experienced. And I think that I can always say, like, I'm one of the biggest product buyers. My cart is huge every single month. And I just am loving the ability to be able to have these great new products and now be able to bring in some of our Modere products that, we've known and loved. So I was with Modere for 8 years, you guys. I'm going to introduce my co-hosts here tonight. And, what I really want you to hear from us tonight, we're going to do a little bit of science. Well, a lot of science on some of it, but just so you can really get the full depth of this product line. Because I think a lot of times, you start using something and you think it's great and you feel great, but you don't know why. And so we really want to really nail that for you. So I have my good friend, Dr. Phil Sleds, on here. For those of you who do not know Dr. Phil yet, he has been actually like a pioneer with this product line. He has been using BioCell for 11 years, 12 years, Phil, right? I think it's
Keep
like
going.
longer. It grows every year because I feel like we've stayed in time, like we've stopped. But him and I, okay, so first, before I start there, he is a chiropractor, functional medicine. He is a retired major. Phil, I'm going to say it because it's the Canadian here for the armed forces. Again, you're going to correct me on that. But not only that, he is also a Southwest pilot, you guys. He does that somehow in his spare time, and he runs this business. So I want us all to kind of like be a little mind blown about that. Him and I have done, we used to do series of lives together where we would do exactly what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk science and we're going to talk real life. And then after that, I'm going to introduce Dr. David and Dr. Lauren a little bit separately. But we're going to kick it off, you guys. Again, Phil, how many years have you been using this product? I want you to start with a little bit of your story before I pull up the slides.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And it's great to be here with everyone in the Shackley family, guys. I feel really fortunate, just like Jen, expressing the same sentiment as I know the other doctors do as well. We're really lucky to be here. And so this is going to be great. I've been with this ingredient since 2010. Give a little bit of history on that, but my background's in functional medicine, wellness, basically. And so that's about addressing the cause. So this is perfect because we're going to be addressing the cause of a lot of things. I'm really going to do a lot to pour into you guys to empower you, excite you, and really give you the confidence and understanding about this ingredient, not be overly technical. Jen said, she pointed out my history. I'm a Marine. Okay. In Marines, we like to color with crayons, right? That's our joke. So I'm going to keep it simple. If I can't understand it, I know you guys can't, and we'll dive into the history around that and how this really transformed my life from some of the injuries that I've received in the armed forces and brought me back to what I can do today. So I'm grateful for this ingredient.
I love it, you guys. And I've seen some of our other doctors commenting in the comments. So hi, everyone. I think that that's one of my favorite things about this product line is the type of people that it attracts. Okay, so let's dive in. I got some slides for you all, so I'm just going to pull it all up and get it going. Just give me 2 seconds to get it up. Come on, let's go. So as you're jumping in, I'd love to know where you are all coming from. And I just got to do this too. Let us know if you haven't already. Okay, let's dive in, everyone. So this is your host tonight, and we're really excited to be here, you guys, and you're going to hear from David and Lauren shortly. So I wanted to just start with some basics of collagen, okay? So, I think that collagen became kind of a big buzzword a few years ago. And I will tell you that 8 years ago, it's actually a fun fact, you guys, 8 years ago tomorrow is when I started with Modere, my prior company. So it's my anniversary tomorrow. And this is the product line. This is why I was attracted. to Modere. Like this was it. I learned about it. And, I think that when we start really diving into it, I always think about what my role is to serve my clients, right? And this is a product that can help everyone. I have yet to find someone that has not had a benefit from this product. So again, we're just going to do a quick little deep dive into collagen. So it's a structural protein that basically holds us together, right? It's found in your skin, your joints, connective tissue, and it breaks down. So this little graph on the bottom here, I love this graph because a lot of times we know that we're losing collagen, but did you know that you're also losing your hyaluronic acid? And if you think about it, when a baby is born, they have like the beautiful plump juicy skin, and they have a lot of hyaluronic acid, right? And as we age, that starts to drop. And I like in the chart here because it really is at about that 30 age. And I remember looking in the mirror one morning when I was about 32 and starting to see these changes in my skin, and it became very apparent there. And so, that's the things that you notice on the outside, but then you start to notice all the things on the inside as well. And, you have joint stiffness, and you start to, takes a little bit longer when you get up off the chair or off the floor. It's even worse. Like you think about wrapping Christmas presents and you have to get up again, right? So sometimes that are those signs that you're starting to lose this. And so here's a few fun facts, not so fun facts, but we lose 1% of collagen each year. By age 50, you have 30% less than age 20. So again, 50 was the year where I was like, wow. And I was so grateful that I had been using Liquid BioCell every single day as of tomorrow for the past 8 years. Another big thing that I'm, into right now is that whole menopause thing. And, that's when it really starts to hit, even for more so for all of us women in here. So if you are a woman in menopause right now, you're going to want to pay attention to what we're showing you tonight, because this is, again, even more so you'll notice for you. So I'm going to bring on Dr. Phil to talk about some science. So let's dive in about liquid biocell.
Oh yeah, so much. I'm gonna have to watch how long I go, but I'm gonna make it short and sweet as I can, you guys. So this is a gift that's really fallen into our laps here, and we have the ability to use it to really help other people in many, many ways. The other doctors, I'm sure, are going to be sharing powerful stories about this, just as Jen has, just as anyone in the company where we came from could do just as easily as us. We have a lot of really highly knowledgeable people with a lot of background around this. So this ingredient began back in 2008, 2009. And since then, it's got some things, some accolades that are extremely unique that other collagens on the market do not have. And I want to really stress those. So it has 7 US and international patents, and that's for its composition, its bioavailability, and the unique processing to make it such a highly absorbable form of collagen, but also it's a matrix molecule. We're going to talk about that. That means it's got a whole bunch of stuff in there. Excuse me. And that's what makes it very effective in the body, in our skin, our hair, and our joints, especially. It's got multiple industry awards, at least 16. I sent over a slide to Jen the other day showing not only the awards, which we kind of had to cap off, but also all the networks and different TV programs it's been on. It's been featured on NBC, Good Morning America, TV talk show, Meet the Doctors twice. That's for the cosmetic grade, or what we call CG. NPR, Fox News. It's been on a myriad of publications that I have pictures of that I just can't call to memory at the moment. And that's because it goes back to the 37 clinical trials. So unlike other collagens or collagen in general, we have 37 clinical trials to make proven statements. And I really want to give you those because these are things you can make in posts, in reels that you can share to really explode your business. But proven statements, because when you use that P word, proven, that elevates any product to a much higher level of scrutiny. And if you can't prove it, that product could get shut down. So I'm going to give you some really powerful stuff about that. But like I said, it's a matrix molecule. It's got the hydrolyzed type 2 collagen, proven to elevate types 1, 2, and 3 collagen. And that's critical. So it's not just going to elevate type 2, but because of this matrix molecule, it's proven to elevate types 1, 2, and 3 collagen. And why is that important? Because that makes up 90%, 90% of your body's collagen. And for those of you who are quick typers in the chat, you might want to throw that in there for people. 90% of your collagen is types 1, 2, and 3. So we want to make sure we get the 90% solution covered. And again, because it is a matrix molecule, it's got other stuff in there too. It's got this other really powerful substance ingredient in the body called hyaluronic acid. It's a mouthful. Just call it HA for short. And what HA is, it's the most abundant substance tied only with collagen. So you have, if you were to say, what's the most abundant substance in the body? It's collagen and HA tied together, okay? So where there's collagen fibers, there's going to be HA, excuse me, wrapped around it. HA is like the glue, it's holding you together. It's a critical substance that draws in water, draws in hydration. So as we describe aging, one of the things that happens in our body, I know these terms aren't really fun to hear, but two things are kind of happening. We're kind of rusting and we're dehydrating. So a little bit of both. And the rusting, it's like oxidative stress for those who've heard those terms. It's free radical damage, things like that. So that's why we need antioxidants. And we've got all these other great products at Shackley that can help counter that and shield the body. It's like when you cut open an avocado, it turns brown. That's what's happening inside your body. Things get stiff, brown, and hard. The same thing when you cut open an apple. How do you negate that or slow it? You squeeze a lemon on it with vitamin C, an antioxidant. So we want to shield our body with antioxidants. So we have a great product that combines that. We have other products that can do that. And then we want to go ahead and we want to hydrate the body. And that's what the hyaluronic acid does, is it draws it into these critical tissues where we need it, our skin, our joints. It works as a lubricant. It works in the eyes. So it provides tearing and moisture. And it's in every organ. It's in our digestive tract. So it's where we need it. It's not going to put water in the wrong places in your body. So it's patented and it mirrors what's in the body uniquely. So in our body, this was a big discovery going back to 2008, is when they were looking at this molecule and other collagen sources, they found that one little area, which is in, because this comes from chicken sternal cartilage, but specifically the tip of the wishbone. That's where it comes from. And I know I got friends from my old company who would snark at me if I didn't say that, tip of the wishbone, because that's where they found that we have this matrix molecule of collagen that basically mirrors what we have in our human body. So we're not just giving it collagen, but we're giving it hyaluronic acid. We're giving it these other proteins like keratins and dermatins, and there's some chondroitin in there. And all of it's been modified in a way that it can be highly absorbed. And again, that goes back to the patents that we are talking about here. It's concentrated. It's got this ability to reduce an enzyme that ages us. So there's these maybe it's God's little joke on us. You know, we have these enzymes that are breaking down collagen called collagenases. And then we have these enzymes breaking down our hyaluronic acid called hyaluronidases. And we're like, why? Why would you do that? Well, they're there to really mobilize those things. So when we have traumas and we got to move collagen around, or hyaluronic acid around, it's really there to break it down so we can shuttle it. But then we try to put it back where it was, and maybe we don't get it all back in there. So on the hyaluronic acid side, we have these hyaluronidases, and they're gobbling up our body's HA. And we don't want that. So one of the things that we can say with this is that it's proven to elevate our hyaluronic acid levels 6,000% in 28 days. Let me say that again. Okay, this is really profound, you guys. So I already said one of the proven statements, proven to elevate types 1, 2, and 3 collagen. That makes up 90% of your body's collagen. Proven to elevate your hyaluronic acid levels 6,000% in 28 days. Now, on the high end from the studies, it was 9,000%. But we report when I'm posting, if I'm talking about it professionally, I'm going to say 6,000. I'm going to make sure I include that, and then I can mention the 9,000. So that's incredible because there's nothing on the planet that can make that claim, you guys. There's no injection, no medical procedure, no drug, no cosmetic procedure, nothing that can do that, not throughout the entire body. And so that's putting back this precious substance that draws and holds up to 1,000 times its own weight in water into critical tissues. So in the skin, hyaluronic acid firms, fills, hydrates, and plumps. I'll say that again. Firms, fills, hydrates, and plumps. In the joints, it lubricates, so it decreases stiffness. And we're going to talk about some of the unique claims that we can make. And even though we may mention some illnesses or diseases, and there are some caveats to that, just a disclaimer, we're not here to treat diseases, but we can certainly support a schedule of wellness with any health condition that we want. And that's what we want to do. We're wellness warriors. So we want to help people out with their wellness and where they're struggling with their health. So that's one of the really powerful things that this can do because of the size of that hyaluronic acid, which is patented. It's called low molecular weight. So if you're ladies out there and you know about fillers and different types of hyaluronic acid products, I'm pointing to my TV because every time I look up there, there's an ad for L'Oreal or CeraVe, they're using something called high molecular weight. That just means really big. So when you put that in the body, guess what? It doesn't go anywhere. And it doesn't really interact with our tissues. It's too big. It just doesn't do it. This is it's the only really absorbable form that you can put in the body where it will be recognized by the body and used by the body. And the collagen's been modified the same way too. So and the chondroitin sulfate. I think a lot of us we've got some other joint specialists here, the other doctors. We've been working around joints. I took a lot of chondroitin when I had a lot of injuries getting out of the Marine Corps. And the problem is it's not modified for absorption too. These are all really big molecules. So we've optimized that and it can actually be absorbed under the tongue. That's another proven statement, proven to be absorbed under the tongue. And again, going back to the clinical trials, some other things we can say, proven statements, proven to reduce fine lines, creases, and wrinkles. So we can say that, proven to reduce fine lines, creases, and wrinkles, proven to reduce joint pain and stiffness. And Jen will talk a little bit about how it's being used in Canada uniquely. Again, in the United States, we have to kind of keep it in terms of wellness and how we support a schedule of wellness, even though people can have certain health conditions. But Jen will talk uniquely about how it can be used to treat certain illnesses, which is just fantastic and really unheard of. And so that makes it really unique. So again, it's there to work in many areas of your body. Here's a couple other things it does. It supports hair growth. We don't have a hair study, so we can't say proven, but between Jen and I and Dr. David, Dr. Lauren, I'm sure we've got hundreds of photos. We just do. And Jen was actually part of the test group for one of our cosmetic grade cell-proof line substances or products, which is the body foam. And it reduces the visible signs of cellulite as well. Again, we didn't have a specific study, so we don't say proven, but we can say that it works in that capacity because it does. And we just have, like I said, hundreds of testimonials on it. So that was a little bit of an overview of that slide. Anything you want to add, Jen?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it down. First off, you guys, I have a slide at the very end and it has links to as much of this as that we can give you. Now, remember, a lot of these links might be branded Modere. It will all be updated at some point, but we wanted to gift that to you. So that will come. So for those of you that are in the comments stressing about all these details, it will come. But I want you to think about, again, when I'm talking to a customer about this product, you guys, the first thing is that the key things to me is that there's nothing else out there like it, because this matrix, if you were to like take a pie chart of the biocell matrix and a pie chart of our own connective tissue, it looks very similar. So that's something that's key. The size of the molecule is key because most are large and that can't be absorbed. So that's the second thing that makes it different. Again, the bio-optimization. But the one that I love and I really talk about, because nothing else out there has this, is, again, it basically, the way that I talk about it to customers is it stops the aging enzyme. So for everyone, it puts all this goodness into your body, replenishes what we've lost, right, over time and all the years and all of, collagen is degraded by a lot of things in our environment and things. So it's basically replenishing all the things we've lost, but then you get this really great bonus of the stopping the aging enzyme, you guys, like slowing it down, right? So when I talk to customers, those are the things that I really talk about. We're going to show you a slide with claims and everything like that, okay? Now, key with this is tablespoon in the morning and a tablespoon at night, 12 hours apart. That's the ideal, that you want to be doing. Also, I do not sell this unless they're committed to doing 90 days. And I'm going to tell you why is that 28-day mark that Phil talked about, that's typically when they're going to feel better and they're going to look different. So something else that I recommend always to my clients is, when part of my customer onboarding for this product, when they get it, I coach them to go and face a window in natural light and take a selfie. And then they're going to look again in 30 days. And you guys, the difference in the fine lines and the plumping of the skin, which fills in the fine lines and wrinkles with the HA delivery, is everything. So that's something that I always coach. And again, I coach about swishing in your mouth. So I'm going to switch to the next slide. That's going to, again, this is what Phil was talking about. And this is why you see a lot of collagens on the market, and types 1, types 2, types 3, right? You'll see that. But this is the matrix. These are the other two building blocks of that matrix that Dr. Phil was talking about. And so, we think about hyaluronic acid in the skin a lot and levels of that, but I've learned from these amazing doctors that there's hyaluronic acid in the fluid in your eyes, right, Dr. Phil? Your joints. So the HA, the 6,000% increase, again, that's the minimum up to 9,000. You want your customers, your clients to be on this for the 90 days to get the full effect, right? They're going to feel it likely, they're going to see it in their skin, but the 90 days is really when all the clinicals were based on, and that's going to give them everything. So that's something that I coach when I sell it. Do you want to talk about chondroitin sulfate briefly? Because we didn't really touch on that yet.
Sure. Yeah, I'm happy to jump in. So really, it's in there. It's a shock absorber. It's a substance. Again, it's really tough to make it. The miracle here is that we made it absorbable. That's the miracle here, guys, because there's tons of chondroitin sulfate products out there. And the challenge again, and so this form, for those who are technically minded, it's called depolymerized. And then the collagen's fully hydrolyzed, and then low molecular weight is the name of the hyaluronic acid. These are the technical names that lend to the patents. So this is a form that you can actually absorb. So you don't have to go taking all this other stuff. It has some naturally occurring silica in there. And there's something else in there that's really good for connective tissue, because we have our own connective tissue studies too. So it helps with healing and repairing the body. But you have this, it's a shock absorber in there. So when as we get older, we can start to maybe feel it more in our joints. So this is something that helps replenish that. And talking about the hyaluronic acid, that's a critical substance. I know the other doctors know this, in something called synovial fluid. So what happens is, as we age, as we go through puberty, our growth plates and our bones, they start to close. So we lose the rich direct blood supply to our joints. Okay. So that's why when we're younger, if we, tear some cartilage, do something in our rotator cuff or our knee, we can heal. We can actually heal pretty quickly, because those areas are getting a direct, rich blood supply. But as those growth plates close, as we move through puberty, what happens is we lose that. And so the blood doesn't really go there directly, it goes indirectly, and it has to be transmitted through membranes, through the cartilage, to make this synovial fluid. And guess what is the large ingredient there? Hyaluronic acid. See, having that hyaluronic acid in there is critical, and all these other components. So it's a matrix molecule, and the HA actually helps heal and repair. And we have information, I have information from the original studies showing that they were MRI studies. These are all third party, by the way. Every study we have, it's not in-house. It's not done with our own personal scientists that, hey, we want this type of result. Can you make that happen? They were all done with IRBs, independent review boards. And that's very powerful. And they showed that it can increase cartilage growth, they surmised cartilage cell activity in regenerating, helping produce that. So I know we talk about that. I'm just sharing with you from some of the studies here. This is a really powerful substance, and chondroitin plays a critical role there in replenishing that shock absorption in our joints, so we can feel springy in our joints, and that's important.
So, okay, now I'm going to dial it back again because I'm seeing some questions. This BioCell matrix is the same in all of the blends. I'm just going to repeat that again. It's the same in all of the blends. We're going to dive into what the difference is with the blends in a bit next. But I want us to really, okay, so the first two slides have been all about the matrix, and this is what makes it different than anything out there, you guys. And this is why you want the same. Yeah, you want your clients to be using this. Fun fact, I've actually combined Vivix with BioCell for amazing results for my clients. So, when I said at the beginning that we're loving the Shackley line, you guys, again, I look at this as an add-on. So we cannot address any medical issues. I see lots of questions, you guys. We cannot address that, nor can you, right? Best as a non-doctor, I just always advise them to go and just check with their doctor, right? That's the best thing that you can do. Here's some of the awards that Dr. Phil was sharing earlier. And again, you guys could just screenshot this. All of these tools I do have in a great document for you after. Okay, now let's dive into the different blends. So again, remember the same benefits of everything we just talked about, you're going to get for each of these 4 blends. So these are the 4 blends available in the US. Canada, we're going to talk about yours next. So Life is the one that has the extra resveratrol and the more of the phytonutrients. It tastes very juicy, you guys. And I'm just going to say this too. I see people like, oh, I don't like the taste. Okay, I'm gonna be like your mom for a second here. You take it for the benefits, not for the taste. And everyone will have a preference, yes. But when I have a client who says, I don't love the taste, I'm like, you got to put it in something that you will drink it, because this is not, it's not just a supplement, you guys. Like, this is so much more than a supplement. So they taste a little different, but they each have that exact same benefit. So, that has extra like cardiovascular benefits, good for heart health. Anything else, Phil, that I'm missing there? That's kind of the big thing with life, correct?
Correct. Yes. You're going to get in this product why I like it. And it is a little bit different between the US and the Canadian because they
Yes,
had to
we'll talk.
substitute in mangosteen. We get a robust dose of resveratrol. And that was really great because I start my clients and patients here in the United States on life because of the resveratrol, because it helps in so many ways in the body, but especially with circulation. And now, and like Jen said, I would love to see, hint, hint, wink, wink, some collections coming from the company where we get our 2 bottles of whatever blend combined with Vivex in there. I think that would be incredibly powerful because you're getting all those extra polyphenols in there that some in the Life blend in the United States, you get some different ones. And by the way, if you want to jot this down, in the Life blend, you get more resveratrol. This is a very powerful antioxidant. It's associated with what we call the French paradox, which is why the French eat this high fat, really rich diet, but they live long and they're thin. They have this low rate of obesity and diabetes. It's because of this substance, because of their diet. And resveratrol, you get more in 1 tablespoon of Life than you do from 2 bottles of red wine. And this is a much healthier source. So
Love it. So then pure, you guys, zero sugar, zero carbs, zero calories. It's also NSF certified. Keto people really love the pure. Immune is another blend that we brought out. So think of, I love immune in like flu season. So it has elderberry, zinc, some more phytonutrients. And then beauty was our latest launch. In my opinion, that's my favorite tasting one, besides I love pure, because, and we also added some extra benefits for skin, hair, and nails in there. So you can see that on there. So this is the US, okay? So now I'm going to talk about Canada next, and I'm going to explain why we have a difference. So in Canada, we have 2 blends, and they are different, but there are some really great benefits as well. So I want our Canadians to know. So in Canada, one of the big perks is we have more liberty with our claims. So on our bottle in Canada, it actually has the claim right here that it's clinically shown to help relieve joint pain associated with osteoarthritis of the hip and the knee. So in Canada, we have a governing body called Health Canada. So all my Canadians that are listening, this is key because we cannot sell a product in Canadian dollars without this. So these products have an NPN number on them. They're Health Canada registered, approved, everything. And it allows us also to make a bit stronger claim. And the formulas are slightly different. So we have Pure, which is the same here. We also have Life Plus, which if you think of, it's like a combination of Life in the US and Immune put together, and they have a baby. So you have all the same benefits and then some. And this was something that we had just launched as well. And it's a really, really great product. But Canadians, what I want you to know is you have so much more leverage with these claims, and you want to utilize that. Like I live in Canada, you guys, when I'm doing a live or I'm talking about it, I will hold up my bottle and actually show the claim on there because it actually has clinical results. Phil, maybe just touch on like when they brought the line into Canada, because you were around for this. This was a little bit before my time. How they registered it was like an elevated registration. Can you touch on that? Do you remember?
with Health Canada, well, I just know it's very, very difficult because Canada has a very, very rigorous process for allowing any supplement into their country. I mean, there's multiple
It's
steps.
years.
Yeah, it takes years. And then there's the NPN. The NPN allows specific claims. And that's because I've looked it up. I've looked at just out of curiosity when Jen gave me those NPN numbers, I wanted to see what was proven, the things that were proven and the claims. So it's if you can get it into Canada, that is a huge step. That lends so much credibility to this. This is not just Kool-Aid, folks. This isn't just a fun colored juice. This is something that is very real that it puts life back in the body. It helps restore as much youthfulness in many areas, many critical areas of your body as possible.
It's
Yeah.
a nutraceutical. Like again, I don't think of it as a supplement. It's more than that. And it is a big deal. So know that, and again, all of the clinical studies to get it into Canada again had to be much higher. So you guys, next I want to bring on Dr. David and Dr. Lauren. These two are doctor of chiropractic. They run a crazy busy practice. They are busy humans in general. And they started with Modere. And what I want to hear from and they actually use this line in their practice and recommend it to their clients. And to me, when I remember when I met them, that just says so much to me about the quality and the results of this line, because that they're just not going to be able to put their name onto anything. So I would like to, if you guys are unmuted, if you wanted to say hi, maybe quick background of the both of you, and then share a little bit more about why BioCell and why Shackley for you.
All right. Well, hello, everybody.
Hello. Thank you so much. We're so excited to be on here. And, we were just talking about that. We're like, wait a minute. It's been 4 years. Gosh, really, how long has it been? And my story was similar to yours, Jen, where I was like, I'm turning 40. What is this hanging under my chin? Right. And so I also was like, hey, babe, maybe this will grow your hair back.
Or just keep it for longer.
Or just maybe let's keep some hair on that head. Right. And so it was a very personal and very selfish endeavor to be like, the collagen we're using, I'm not feeling like it's benefiting us personally. We're recommending it to our patient base. I wasn't okay with that if I didn't feel like it was doing anything anymore or ever. And so that was how we happened upon Liquid BioCell as we joined the amazing team that we are on with you and our other ladies on the team. And so like you said, Jen, from a practitioner standpoint, the practitioner and the doctor is kind of a tough room. That's a tough room because they're all very skeptical with good reason. They're not going to put their name, like you said, on a product that they we're putting our reputation on the line here. And to be totally transparent, when we started using it, we did have some colleagues in our chiropractic and functional medicine realm who were kind of like, are you really using a product that is a direct consumer, right? The business model was a problem for them. And we were over here going, guys, we're looking for results. And this product gets results. And so that was the tough room I'm talking about. And what's interesting is after that, they were concerned that, or not concerned, but I think we gave them peace of mind that if we were using it, if we vetted the product, if we were getting legitimate, incredible testimonials, before and after photos, a lot of our clients use this product now in their practices. Or excuse me, a lot of our colleagues, excuse me.
Yes.
Love it. So what would you say to someone, David, maybe just share a little bit, because how do you incorporate it into your business?
Right. So for the most part, our clinic is very heavy in the nutrition side of things. So we're always looking to find nutritional deficiencies and toxicities. And so we always talk about healing from the ground up. So we're always looking for foundational healing products. And so over the years in our practice, we have taken on many different lines of products, and we're always looking to upgrade and find the next thing, and because the problems that we're facing are always upgrading as well. And so we always are looking for stronger, better, faster results. And over the years, Dr. Lauren mentioned we have used various collagen products from different companies. And again, we had, minimal to moderate results with most of those. And she glossed over it, but with the way that we were brought in, the way we kind of were attracted to Modere in particular was the consistent and persistent posting by one of our friends and colleagues, Tara Lambert. And she she was out there on social media every day, putting out these amazing posts and just creating, a curiosity and getting her attention. And it was mostly, Tara and Dr. Lauren, and she would message her here and there, and it took several months,
9 months
before Dr. Lauren's like, all right, fine, I'll bite. What is this product? I want to try it out now. I'm tired of like continuing to see my health, my skin, my nails, my hair kind of drift into this stage I don't want to be in. And so we finally got started with it, and the rest is history. We saw the benefit ourselves, and like we said, I saw my hair, stabilize and even regrow, and we
it's a big
saw
deal for a dude in his
Right.
40s. It's a big deal, and
Yes.
the product sells itself when you show that type of result, and everyone's looking for that. You guys, they're
Right.
going to go buy collagen at the gas station if you let them. So you got to educate them on all the things that Dr. Phil just educated all of us on why this product is so different and superior.
Right. We noticed the benefits with our joint health almost immediately, like less creakiness in the mornings or when bending down. With my patients, the chiropractic patients, they saw amazing changes very quickly with how well they were holding adjustments and how rigid and achy their joints were in the first place. There was a marked change in many of the people that I was dealing with. And that alone was enough to sell them in the long term. We always would put it out there and say, just like you do, we want you to try this for at least 90 days to give it a good try. Like anything less, you're really not giving it the opportunity to create the foundational healing changes that your body needs to make. And so that's how we started. And we found that the best way we can get compliance with people in our practice, and hopefully this helps other people as well, is to just keep on putting out quality information, talking about the research, talking about the success stories of your other clients and people. And that just reinforces it's that social proof that people are looking for to know that they made the right choice and that their health goal is maybe just around the corner. Just to stay on it and to keep with it. But again, we talk about this as a foundational product. It's just like a daily vitamin for us. It's your one a day. And this is something that
you don't skip.
It's part of your regular regimen from here on out. Like we try not to skip a day if at all possible. We have, vacations and other things to get in the way, but that's our goal for ourselves. And that's what we try to push out there for our patients as well.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, you guys. Okay, I'm going to bring those slides back up again. You guys can see okay? Okay, we're going to move on. So these are some of our, again, clinical photos, you guys. I'm sure that more and more of these will be released as well. I know that right now with acquiring all the Modere assets, there's a lot of work behind the scenes, but kind of just be patient with some of that, and there's a lot coming. But I encourage everyone to take your own. Part of my onboarding for customers is when they start, I ask them to go face a window and take a selfie of their face and then look again at 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days and start looking. Okay, now we're gonna move on. So that same matrix, you guys, again, so the BioCell, the type 2, the chondroitin sulfate, and the HA, that same matrix we then put in other products. So now we're gonna introduce trim, and we're gonna speed up a little bit, you guys, for time. But Phil, I'm going to knock it over to you if you want to just kind of touch on the big things about trim.
Sure. And I'm just going to answer 2 questions to kick this off. Yes, you want anything opened, you want to put in the fridge, guys.
Yes.
You can store unopened bottles in a dry, cool pantry. That will be preserved fine there. But anything open, you want to refrigerate. Also, someone's asked a question about is too much? Can I take more? We have a toxicity study where people took 30 times the recommended dose for 60 days with no adverse effects. Okay, it's a food, it's a nutraceutical, it's a concentrated food. So you can go high. A lot of people do. If you're especially active, you want to see quicker results, add more in there. So here we have one of our actually biggest selling products here, Trim, that Jen just introduced, which is a unique fat blocker. Trim has sold well over $1 billion with a B globally. It's close to 2. And that was actually one of the first products that we hit $1 billion with, was with our Trim fat blocker, even though it came much later in the line. And it has something in there called CLA, which is conjugated linoleic acid. Now, I'm sure you've seen many CLA products out there. We use this with our body sculpting. We have a lot of great things we could pair this up with too from the Shackley inventory. I'm really excited for things to come because what it does is we don't want to put ourselves in scale jail, but this product allows us to sculpt our body. We want to develop muscle. Muscle can be heavier than fat, so we don't want to focus on the scale on a number. We want to look at measurements and size change, and that's what we're seeing in the groups. That's what we see with the testimonials. So this is a body shaping tool. And what it does is it helps slow fat absorption in the body. So CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, is another mouthful. There I go again. CLA, I'll just say it for short, has some unique abilities because it inhibits a little enzyme in the body that works like a shuttle. So in our body, it's called lipoprotein lipase, and it's a little enzyme that takes fat in the bloodstream from our diet, things that we have, and it puts it into fat cells. We don't want that, right? But it happens because of how we live and how we eat, especially if you're on the westernized diet. So what CLA does is it goes in and it interrupts that little shuttle. That's taking the fat in your bloodstream and trying to put it in your fat cell. Your fat cells are kind of like balloons. Picture that in your mind. It's a good little visual. And you don't want the balloon part of the fat cell to fill up with fat. And that's how we see fat on the body. Okay. So it's interrupting that little process. We say it inhibits that, but inhibit means we're reducing the ability for that to happen in the body. Okay. So what it does, the effect here, why it's won awards, this one's got its own awards for it too. It supports fat metabolism in the body. So it helps you sculpt your body. We want that. That's a good thing, especially as we're increasing protein, because protein is going to build muscle, and that's going to be our biggest fat burning tool that we have in the body, or organ is like what we like to call it now. It inhibits fat storage, and that's important, not just for subcutaneous fat, which is the one we can see in our body around our hips, around our booty, around our arms, areas like that, but also something this targets uniquely. I want to put this out there. Maybe this would be a good one to put in the chat. It really targets visceral fat, because that's the fat that's associated with these other illnesses and serious risk types of conditions, like with our heart and blood circulation issues. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But visceral fat, I've used this and I've put people on those scanners, and it's shown to really go in there and target that, which is a really unique ability or facet of this ingredient here, of this product. Okay, so we're going to see a support of the reduction of fat cells. That's good. Improves muscle tone. Well, people say, well, how is that? I'm not eating protein, I'm eating fat. So how is that going to boost my muscle tone and activity and even muscle mass? Because what we learned, and I have the study from this on my desk here on my computer, this unique form, is that CLA, this form acts uniquely as a fuel for muscle cells. This form is CLA. And because of that, it increases the metabolic activity. And that's a good thing because it helps us burn more fat. Hey, hello, that's what we want, right? Okay, and then we get the collagen added in there. That helps us with our skin, supports all the other things we mentioned with healthy connective tissue. And that's just the term that means tendons, ligaments, discs, fascia. So we're covering all those areas again with our wonderful collagen ingredient. Supports the hair, the gums, the eyes, again, because the hyaluronic acid, all the goodies in there. It's going to help with our bone strength, again, from the collagen, with better blood sugar control. This is good because this is a healthy fat. This is a good type of omega-6. We need omega-6s. We don't just need the 3s and the 9s, but we got to have some healthy sources of 6 too. This is a great source of that. And yeah, those are the big things there. So those are some good things there. Anything else you want to add to that, Jen? Anything you think?
Yeah, no, I would just say I just see some questions in the chat. So this is something, you guys, that it is this is designed, a bottle of trim will last you 30 days. The recommended is 1 tablespoon a day. You do not need to take more of this. BioCell is 2 tablespoons a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Trim is 1 though, okay? So that is the recommended dose. It tastes delicious. It is like pudding. And this was a product that literally went viral for us because you could put chocolate pudding on a spoon and share it easily on social media. So this was a really great product. And then a lot of us will do a bottle of trim and a bottle of BioCell to get our full dosage of the BioCell matrix, right? Because we want that, and it gets all the benefits. So that's a really great combination as well, and we sell a lot. I know that Shackley is working on getting bundles, you guys. That's something that we've asked for, and they're definitely working on that. So we just have to be a little bit patient with that. but that will be coming. This product, I will tell you, I have been in this industry for 18 years now, and I have never seen anything like this that went viral. And it went viral because it's an easy to share product. You know, you have your spoon and you're talking about it, and also it works. People get results. So that's the trim. And again, remember, it has that matrix that we already talked about, that we covered already, and then we add the CLA. So you're getting kind of the benefit of both of that there. For those of us who are not doctors and just want, you know, the basics, it is gluten-free, it is dairy-free as well. Lots of different flavors. And yes, we do trim in the morning typically. That's the way most of my clients do it. You can do it at night if you felt like it, but it does, you know, there is that. And then you just want to make sure that your two, like whether if you're doing one trim and a biocell or one biocell, give it 12 hours between the two doses. Okay, you guys, that's the big thing, is you just don't take two at once, one in the morning, one at night, whether that's biocell, trim biocell. All right, we're going to keep going. We got to speed it up. So again, some of our best-selling bundles with this product, I call it the Power Duo, which is a one trim and one biocell. And then we also have what we call the Lean Body System, which is trim, burn, and activate. We're not going to dive into that, you guys, because it's a lot. But those were that was how we sold these as bundles. And that's what you'll probably see a lot of your former Modere friends talking about. And I know that Shackley is working on bundling. So we just have to have some patience with that. Now we're going to dive into my favorite product. So again, I want us to think back. Biocell matrix that we talked about, the type 2 collagen, the HA, the chondroitin sulfate, right? That matrix is the same. We're going to not, it's the same in this product as well. Then we added a few extra things. So I'm going to first talk about this product, because this is something that if you tried to take it from me, I would fight you. I'm just going to say it. I would literally fight you. It is an amazing product, but it takes a little getting, you have to make it the right way. And I'm just going to share when we talk about this so that you know. So Canada, we have a teeny bit of language differences. Health Canada has some strict language things that we just have to change. But again, think of the same collagen HA that we've talked about in all of these products is also in our Tetra Blend Logic. It's all in a convenient stick pack, so you can travel with it, which is a bonus. And I'll let Phil kind of like touch on some of the science with this. But what I love about this, you guys, I'm going to tell you how to make it, because that's what everyone's saying. There is the thing. You make your creamer first. So you take a scoop of the powdered creamer, and I do it really easy. I add it to a little bit of like cool water, not a lot, and I mix it up. So you take a dry creamer and you make it into a liquid creamer. After that, you can go to town. But that's the biggest thing. If you try and just pour that into hot water, it doesn't mix well. So mix your creamer ahead of time. That's my big tip for you all, which I have it on the bottom here. But both the creamer and the Logic have amazing benefits, you guys. And again, the same biocell matrix that you're seeing through the products is in this as well. So I want us to really think about this. This is an amazing product, but you have got to make it well. So you mix your creamer first, then you add your Logic. There's a lot of, again, benefits to brain health and mental sharpness. This is a product where I would cry if we didn't have it. So I challenge everyone, buy it, try it, use it, get hooked on it, and you're going to love it, and you're going to sell a lot of it. So Phil, I'll let you talk about the technology.
Sure. And I'll just keep it short and sweet here, you guys. So it's got nootropics in there, and they basically just help you with cognitive function. It helps sharpen your mind and your focus, and helps build some mental stamina in there. You got the bacopa leaf in there. You're getting the collagen, everything we talked about with that. So that's an extra added bonus. You're getting the L-theanine in there. I love that. It's a special nutrient. I know the other doctors could talk for hours on that, but it's something I really love and I miss if I can't get it from a good source like we can here. L-theanine, if there's anything you want to write this in the chat, think of these two words together: calm alertness. Okay, calm alertness, because what it does is it helps your brain sort of wake up, but it doesn't make it just overly stressed with too much energy. Okay, it may not be, depending on the person. Most people can take it even up, about 6, 7 in the evening there. So it's not going to keep you awake, but it gives you that calm alertness. It's non-drowsy, helps with sleep, but it also helps with the gut. So, things that are good with the gut are also good with the brain because of the gut-brain connection. So it helps with that focus and it helps prevent that cognitive decline, which is really good. With the creamer, hey, I already told Jem this, spoiler alert, I found a good way to mix that in with my Life Shake and I love it. So now I just blend that together and I'm getting this high protein, great tasting Life Shake, and I'm getting good quality MCTs in there, good fats. Because remember, we want to get our energy mostly from protein and fats and kind of limit the carbs. And that's how we can improve the quality of our overall health and wellness and our energy, but also the quality of our muscle. Remember, our muscles are tissue of longevity. So anything else you want?
This is very keto friendly also. I'm just gonna quickly touch on how you make this. You guys, again, you mix your creamer first, and then you can mix your coffee in it. You just add hot water. So it's also travel friendly, which I love. You want to order both. Don't order one. And again, there's one full dose of a daily BioCell, gosh, what's the word I'm looking for, Phil? Dosage. Like there's one dose between the coffee and the creamer. So it's half and half basically. So you use one together. It's the same as a dose of BioCell, right? So that's a key that I love. So I make this every single day, every single day. I cried when Modere closed because of this product and my BioCell. This is a product though, it does really, it keeps you kind of full when you drink it in the morning. It's really great. A lot of people will use it as that, that it doesn't break a fast if they use it first thing in the morning. Again, if you doctor it up a little bit, it can definitely do that. But this is an amazing product. So I want you all to order it so that we have this forever. Okay. Just trust me and trust me that you have got to mix your creamer first, make it liquid, then you add your Logic and your hot water, and then you can add other things to it. Travels easily, makes you feel good, gives you lots of energy. It's clean, it's wonderful. You can use the creamer in your smoothies. You can use the creamer in your tea. You can use the creamer. I have people who, it's a dry creamer. I have people who sprinkle the creamer on popcorn to give it that like yummy taste. Another fun fact. You can use the creamer in cooking. It is an amazing product. And again, it's dry. And you could add it to your chocolate Life Shake as well. So great product, you guys. Okay, now we're going to move on and so far, I just want to touch on for Canadians. So far, all of these products are available both on Shaklee.com and the Shaklee Canadian site, okay, as well as Go. So this is another one of our favorite products, you guys. This is one of our gosh, I love that they're in travel packets. I love how it makes me feel. It's a product that is very popular with my clients. Like there's certain products that when Modere shut their doors that my clients were crying about. BioCell, Logic, Go were probably my big ones. So this is a really, really great product that you can try again, available in both countries, which is exciting. So we have it in 2 different flavors. Phil, I'll let you touch on the science on it, and then we can touch a little bit about how to use it.
Sure. I'll just give you the basic effect. The effect is the most important thing because we got all the goodies in here that we need again to help with your energy, and not just energy, physical energy, but also mental stamina energy. And that's important so that we kind of touch things. And we don't really get that with just caffeine and sugar, which is how all these other energy drinks are out there. They're really bad for you, the Red Bulls, the Monsters, and things like that, which we don't recommend. So with the Go, it's really it's a gentle lift you up. It doesn't just jolt you up there with all this sugar and caffeine. It just gently raises you up, and then it lets you down the same way, nice and easy. And that's why I like it, because I can't tolerate a lot of caffeine, certainly not mixed with any kind of refined sugar. That's just not my body. And so this is nice in that regard. So it's a gentle raise and a gentle let you down, and it works great in the afternoon. Maybe we get those little dips. That's really good. That's where I take it.
I love it. Super easy. It travels easy. You mix it in cold water, shake it up, drink it, you guys. We have it in fruit punch and what's the other one, you guys? I can't remember. Fruit punch is the big one. Oh, pink lemonade. Pink lemonade. Those are the 2 flavors. Both are delicious. And this is a really great midday product when you feel that slump coming on and you don't want a coffee and have that sort of fake caffeine buzz. This is a really great product. I actually feel alert when I drink this. This is a product that is a big seller in my business and has been a big seller, and definitely a really great thing for you to try. I love the energizing tea. I am I love the peach energizing tea. I'm just telling you, I still do go and the peach energizing tea because I like the nootropics and I like the benefits here for the brain health. Again, try it and see what you like. Okay, you guys? All right, revitalize. Now, Canadians, I want to just the next 3 slides. These are not yet available in Canada, but know that corporate is working really hard on getting these for us. Okay, so I just want to like full disclosure now because I live in Canada. So let's talk a little bit about revitalize. Again, a lot of these products, you guys, why I love them, they're easy to sample, right? You can throw them in your purse, you can give them away, you can talk to people about it. They're easy to pack with you no matter where you are. And this is another one. So Revitalize is an amazing product. It tastes great. So I just want to start with that. It tastes delicious. Kids can drink it. Where, you know, Go has the caffeine, so you're not necessarily going to want to give that to your children unless you want to be up all night. So this is a great kind of more family friendly drink. I've made it into popsicles. I've thrown it in my smoothie. I've made it like pretty much anything I can think of. Like if I'm doing, even if I wanted to have a little fun mocktail, you can make this. So let's talk a little bit about the science, Phil.
Popsicles. Wow. Yeah,
Oh, delicious, you
I
guys.
gotta
It's
increase my
summer.
creativity ASAP.
Delicious.
So this is a great product. This is something I take regularly, especially after workouts, because you deplete so much of your mineral status after anything stressful at all. And that can be chemical stress, that can be physical stress, that can be emotional stress, doesn't matter. And what makes this product unique, why this is important, is it goes back to the fulvic acid component. So fulvic, not folic, fulvic acid is something that it's a natural substance that I can't remember the source. We get ours from Shilajit, which is one of the most pristine sources, but it's really critical in helping your body absorb minerals in general. See, a lot of people are taking mineral supplements and mineral products, and they're really missing parts of the absorption. So fulvic acid is one of the components that helps draw in these different minerals that are critical for so many functions, cellular functions in your body. Plus, it helps out. Fulvic acid has its own natural properties. It can kind of work like an antioxidant. It helps with energy, mitochondria. I think there's a genetic component to there too, helping interact with the DNA. So really good for the gut because it's got L-theanine in there. Again, I love the L-theanine. Anything with L-theanine, I know we get a good source on that. Guys, everything we're showing you here too is soy-free, gluten-free, dairy-free. I see the questions come up often in here. It's free of all those things. So you can rest assured you're getting something that has all those things emitted from it. And you can give it to people of all ages. So it's really just a great product there. I remember I went to the company back when they came out with this and they had this big chunk of Shilajit. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I was like looking at it because it was really pretty. And they go, oh, this is the source of our folic acid for this new supplement that was coming out years ago. I was like, wow, I thought that was cool. So yeah.
You know, and this again, the nice thing about this product is your kids will drink it and it's good for them, right? Versus a lot of other things that are out there that is not so good for them. This product, you guys, it has been a very, very big product for us, and it's almost like a standalone. But then a lot of our clients will use it with other product lines as well. But it is one also that's high sampled, easy, high sample, high conversion. So I have these in my purse all the time, and I'll just be like, you know, if I was at the kids' baseball game and it's hot out, and be able to sample it, and you know, it was a really big product that we were able to do a lot of business with because of these features. So I'm going to try not to go on the questions because it's like we can answer questions literally all night, you guys. And so I want to promise that we're not trying to not answer, but it would be like a rabbit hole. We'd probably be here for 4 hours. So we're going to keep going. Curb. Okay, I want to set the stage for Curb. This is a product that, so I sat on the advisory council with Modere for the last 6 years, you guys, and this was something that was a big, big launch for us. And we launched it almost just over a year ago. And when we launched it, we did a really big body transformation group where people used these products. We tracked them for 12 weeks. They had amazing results. And this was one of our key products in this line with the transformation. Now, for those of you that you're asking about the Better Body Blueprint, when we came over from Modere before we had these products, we took what Shackley had and our program and created the Better Body Blueprint, which if you have not yet taken a look at it, I encourage you to do so. I know that corporate is doing a little bit more with it as well, but it's such a great program. But we wanted to utilize the existing Shaklee products, and then these were sort of bonuses because at that time we weren't really sure what was happening, right? And you guys, let's just say we all got to go like really promote these products and keep them around forever too. So, so I love Curb because it really fits a niche for people who struggle with snacking, overeating. And I will just, because I'm a woman in this time of my life, so I can share. A lot of women, when we kind of get into the perimenopausal, menopausal thing, your body basically quits on you and starts doing crazy things. And what you've always done doesn't always work anymore. And so this product here, you guys, was such a game changer. When we launched it, I had 65 clients who jumped on to our initial group to use this product. So a couple things with this, I'll let Phil talk science, and I want to talk about real use with this because this is a big one. This is a big product. So we had just launched it last September. It was one of the most successful launches that Modere had ever had, and we had a lot of test groups, and so a lot of people who are probably watching were in that test group. But it was a product where I had so many people have success with. And again, it's one that you need to know a little bit about. So I'm going to let Phil start with the science, and then I'll come back in.
Yeah, real quickly, I'll just get to the point with that. But what it does is it supports healthy levels of GLP-1. And GLP-1 can only be made in the gut. It's by the L cells. This is what I do. Remember that. L cells in the gut. That's where we make our GLP-1. So we have to do everything we can. We've got some other great products. So this is a great another tool we can bring in there besides our sparkling protein drink, besides the Life Shake. We can bring this in. And it has some things that are trademarked because we incorporated these award-winning, clinically proven ingredients into it. One of them is called Areomin, that I think is in the glycolemon mix here, a component of that has robust claims with GLP-1. And like I said, yes, someone I think I saw in the comments there, if you mix it up, mix it really good, and then you got to drink it within a reasonable amount of time. Otherwise, you can stand your spoon up in it. It's going to turn into porridge because it'll congeal. So you don't want to get it to that point. So when you're ready to take it. But it's, the GLP-1 effect is it helps you feel satiated longer. It helps reduce the urge to snack. And that's a big part of the weight loss, body sculpting conundrum. We want to feel satiated longer. We got to take care of our gut. And this uses some unique fibers, helps those fibers work as food, prebiotic food, which is the nest for the good bacteria that we want to grow and flourish in our gut. That helps signal the craving mechanism in our brain, tones that down, does all these good things. So that's how it works.
Love it. And so the key with this, you guys, is you want to take it. It's not, again, you can play with it a bit, but most people to have the best results, you take it about 30 minutes before your biggest meal of the day or the meal that you struggle with. So like I would have some of my clients are like, okay, dinner, I'm not hungry, but lunch, I could, eat everything in sight. So they would take it before lunch to kind of help with that because it really does give you a feeling of fullness. The key is mix it up, mix it well, drink it fast. Like this is not one that you let sit. You drink it quickly, you guys, because it will congeal and then it's not as pleasant to drink. This is another one that's great as a sample because it comes in little packets so that you're able to let someone try it once. But this product it drove a whole new area of growth for us in the last fall. And for those of you that have looked at the Better Body Blueprint, that's where we brought that concept idea and created something here at Shaklee called the Better Body Blueprint. So that's a complete Shaklee thing that we've created, but it was kind of designed around these products, you guys. And yeah, just go look in the chat. We have people, Dr. Carol's talking about her results. It was in all of my 8 years with Modere, it was a product that you felt and saw the results quite immediately, where sometimes BioCell, like I am a diehard, I've taken it every day for 8 years, but people didn't always necessarily see it, right? They might feel it when they actually BioCell, when they go off it, they always felt it. They're like, oh, that really did work. Where this is one where it really was a great product if you're using it properly. So it definitely curbs your appetite, and then it just helps people. We encourage them to take it before the meal of the day that they tend to kind of go off the rails with, right? So again, mix it up, drink it quickly, great product. There's some of our people are putting in the comments how much they lost using this. And then again, we've created the Better Body Blueprint using what we had and everything with that. So if you don't yet, if you haven't heard of that, if you haven't seen that, just reach out to one of us and we can share that with you. But we just launched it as a team here with Shackley, but the whole entire Better Body Blueprint was created with these products. And now we've just basically adapted it with our Shackley products that we love so much. Okay, Sculpt. This is another favorite of mine. You guys, I drink this every single day. It tastes delicious. It is delicious. It's great for my body in so many different ways. Women, especially as we age, we tend to really lose lean muscle. So anything that's going to help me with that, I'm all about. So this has been a really great product, and it tastes yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And again, Canadians, hang tight because it's coming, I promise. So Phil, I'll pop it over to you.
Keep it short and sweet. Got glutamine in there, something that's great for other areas of your body. And we can combine that with our protein-centric focus on our Be Ageless. So the more protein we're getting, quality protein. This is all third-party tested ingredients with our products here, you guys. It's all, everything we had was CGMP compliant. It's the most rigorous form of testing. So you're getting quality branched chain amino acids in there, the BCAAs. Putting that in the body, like I said, helps with recovery, helps with energy, helps with detoxification. It's just another great source of amino acids in there. So add this in with your protein regimen that you have with the great Shackley products that we have.
I love it. And I'm seeing people in the comments talking about reducing muscle soreness. This has been incredible. And it does say to, mix and use before physical activity. You guys, I just drink it all day because I love it. And I figure at my age, it's good to be able to really help with the muscle, right? So anything that's going to help me maintain lean muscle, I'm all about right now. So great products. All right, you guys, I have put this together, which you can't click on it right now, but I will share it. So for any of the leaders where I've shared this Zoom with you, you can just reach out to me and I will send it. So this is a great little link with as much that we could compile as a group of a lot of our things that we had with Modere. So any clinicals we had, anything that I could find, I tried to get as much as I could and put it on one document that I will be able to share with you. So if you're watching this, don't reach out maybe directly to me because it might not even come to me in my messages, but reach out to like your person, your leader, and I'm going to share this out and we will post it in like Sarah's group. She'll have it in there. We'll post it as many groups as we can. And these again were a lot of the links that Dr. Phil was talking about, things that you can go and click on in some of the original studies and science from way back when. Know that a lot of it might say Modere still because everything's in the process of being updated, but for now it will give you something that you can work with. And those are actually our clinical photos that were all based on clinical studies when they were using BioCell. So I'm going to stop my screen share. Gosh, you guys, and we are going to finish up. So to close, you guys, I just appreciate all of you. I hope that this has given you, is this going to answer every single question? Likely not, but we hope that it has given you enough of a base that you feel confident to go out and talk about these products and promote these products, because this is an amazing product line. And I'll just say, to me, the blending of what Shackley has, and you guys, I want you all to know, for all of you who were here with Shackley before we chose Shackley for a big reason, and it was the existing products. When we came in, we didn't have any clue that Modere would be part of this. And for us to be able to have access to the Modere line has been a huge blessing. But I want you all to know, like, we chose Shackley for Shackley. And I just know in my own business, that it has been an incredible marriage of two product lines. And so our goal tonight was to give you enough science, but enough real life too, that hopefully you feel a little bit more confident going out and sharing these products. And we'll share the assets, anything that we have. And we just really appreciate the warm welcome. I think from all four of us, we can say that we've had just such a warm welcome from the existing Shackley field. And we just are so grateful for that and so honored to be here. So thank you all. Have a good night.